Get yours today before they sell out. France, the tennis team, got a big win on Tuesday over Sydney, defeating the Jackets 4-1. The Lady Indians will host Tipp City on Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. and then will hit the road on Wednesday at Northridge in Greenville on Thursday. Check, check. There we go.
Chicken chunks and chips on it. Okay.
Well, 3 weeks into the 2023 high school football season, and the Piqua Indians, well, they're still looking for that first win. They played them close, but crucial mistakes have cost them in each game. Tonight, the toughest opponent yet, the Tipp Red Devils in the Alexander Stadium, a state semifinal team just last year, 2-1 so far this season. And we have it for you tonight, live on WPTW Radio and tape delayed on the Indian Nation station. I'm Tom Michaels. Alongside, I've got Brian Gillespie here. And Brian, we may be seeing some personnel changes tonight.
Well, we're looking at maybe Kai Warner taking over at quarterback tonight. It's sounding like that's the case. It looks like they're making a change there, at least temporarily, to see how things go, trying to spur that offense a little bit. They haven't been scoring a ton of points, after only getting 14 last week and a tough 17-14 loss at Stebbins. They're trying to get something. They're looking for some spark and, get the ball in Kai Warner's hands, hoping he can make some plays.
Well, if you look at it, yes, they have been making mistakes. The offense hasn't gotten done as much as what they want to. But as I mentioned there in the open, in 2 of the 3 games, it's really been close. And even that game that kind of got blown out later on with Butler, even that one, that was fairly close until certain things started happening late.
Tonight's a big game. I mean, they've been right there. Again, we feel like 0-3 is a huge weight on your shoulders, but at the same time, as you mentioned, the games have been closer than that you would feel like they've been. And this is an opportunity for Piqua to flip their schedule, flip their season, and start heading in the right direction tonight if they can pull off the upset.
Yeah, if they could pull off an upset here, in the next 3 weeks, they're going to be on the road for each and every one of those games. But 2 of those games are going to be against some of the weaker opponents in the league in Greenville next week. And then 2 weeks after that, it would be West Carrollton. In between that, another very tough game, Troy, who has really found their footing the last couple of years.
Yeah, Troy with that new coach, his second year now, they've really, they've got things rolling pretty good. That's going to be a tough one, but like you say, but again, if you get this week, that momentum changes. Now you've got some confidence. You got a young team that's making plays enough to get you where you need to be. Tonight is going to be huge.
So we continue to watch as we get ready for this game tonight here at Alexander Stadium. Jericho Burns he would likely be the recipient of extra carries tonight if indeed there's a change of quarterback.
Well, they've got guys that can make plays. They've got guys, they haven't been getting the ball in Kai Warner's hands probably quite enough, and that's why he needs to be the starting quarterback, just so he can have the ball. But Burns has definitely filled in really nicely at running back, and I think that's going to play well too, as him being committed as the number one running back tonight. And then Caden Thomas getting that ball in his hands out on the perimeter, maybe as a receiver. I think you'll see some of that tonight. And I think that, I think this might spur the offense in the right direction and get them putting the ball in the end zone more often.
And in all honesty, I thought that Caden Thomas played much better last weekend in the game, which turned out to be a 3-point loss to Stebbins. One of the things about the Piqua Indians that we have seen, and Bill Neese has addressed this, he wants to really concentrate on the special teams. One of the things is that 4 tackles by my count by the kicker in the first 3 games. What does that indicate? Well, he's very athletic as far as the kicker coming in there and doing his thing, but the guys back there may have a tackle within their sight and letting guys get away and getting up to close to midfield.
Some of that is lane integrity when you're on the special teams. You've got to stay. You may be tempted to cut across the field and try to make a play, but you got to stay in your lane, and you got to force that running back to make a decision and run into where there are players. And I think sometimes they're getting out of their lanes. They're giving guys angles, opportunities, and then of course the missed tackles. In space, both the defense and special teams have struggled in space against good athletes this year, and Tipp's got a couple of those on their team.
Well, on radio, we're going to take a 2-minute break, and on TV, we've got the Piqua Marching Band getting ready to take to the field here for their pregame ceremonies. Back right after this on radio here on 98.1 FM, 1570 WPTW.
Together for the Pride of Piqua Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Wyatt Hines. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you continue to stand for the playing of our alma mater.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, that's a minute till football. Good. Okay.
Tonight here at Alexander Stadium, it is Piqua and the Tipp Red Devils on both WPTW Radio and the Indian Nation station. On radio, our sponsors include Smitty's Bicycle and Locksmith Services, Sunset Meats, Alley and Bradle, Jameson and Yanesee Funeral Home, Moore's Comfort Systems, Piqua Lumber, Melcher Sours Celebration of Life, and Bushnell's. Our sponsors on TV this year include Kathy Henney, Little Caesars, Buffalo Wings and Rings, Dick Lumpkins, This and That's Candy on Main, Harmony Systems, Crayex Corporation, Edison State, Dr. Littlejohn, Morris Comfort System, Atlanta Sportswear, 36 Skate Club, and Lemon Meringue Boutique. Well, we look across the field right now and we see the Tipp Red Devils. They're getting ready to come out here on the field as they are under the head coaching of one Matt Burbacher. Matt Burbacher, of course, in his 5th year. He was a player there, an assistant coach there. His dad, Charlie, was there for years and years and years with much success. And Matt has come back in here in the last 5 years after coaching at Troy. Meanwhile, out on the field, we're waiting for the appearance of the Piqua Indians coming out here. Of course, they are coached by the dean of MVL coaches, that being Bill Neese, 30-plus years. Last year, he had his team at 9-3, 7-2. They've got a win in the state championship for Division II back in 2006. Back in 2000, they were the runner-up there. They're coming off a string of just really terrific seasons that we have seen there. As we've mentioned, this has been kind of a tough way to go for the Piqua Indians, getting ready and getting underway here in this 2023 season. The Piqua Indians making their way here onto the field now as we get ready for this one. A game that really could, as mentioned by Brian, turn this season around for the Piqua Indians. They can come out here on top. It is week 4 of the high school football regular season. Now we are going to be going down momentarily, down on the field for our national anthem.
Fans, we ask that you continue to stand and remove your hats from the playing of tonight's national anthem.
The officials for tonight's game, the referee, John Brown, Andrew Kepler. He is the linesman. The line judge, Bruce Thompson. Davis Tabor is the umpire, and the back judge is Joseph Facciolio. As we take a look at the coin toss, Piqua won it. They have deferred to the second half, so we will see the Tipp Red Devils receiving here to begin the football game. So we get ready for this one, and we'll see what happens out here. Could be a different team than what we have seen the first 3 weeks.
Well, they got to be fired up. You know, this type of matchup with a team like Tipp's a lot. Get your blood flowing a little bit more than a game with Stebbins. So I think that tonight a quick start is crucial, because it could go really bad if the things come off the train tracks early. But I think if they get off to a good start, they make some plays on defense, get the ball back in a pretty decent field position, I think you'll see a different Piqua team. They just can't afford to fall behind early.
Well, Joshua Heath, who has been doing a fine job as the place kicker for the Piqua Indians. We'll look for him to put toe to ball coming up here momentarily as the Indians come out here. Piqua is out there in the dark blue uniforms with some red trim, the blue helmets, and the white numerals front and back. And for the Tipp Red Devils, they've got the white jersey tops, they've got silver pants, and we are about ready to go here. Officials getting ready to put the ball down at the 40-yard line. Joshua Heath will be kicking it off. As we had mentioned on kickoffs, we've seen him make 4 different tackles so far this year by our count. He counts off the steps, goes back. He'll be coming in from the near side as he goes right to left. Here's the kickoff, and the ball is going to come down and be taken fairly short. There's a big hole once again. Here goes the Tipp man and gets it out there. And the run back for Tipp, bringing the ball back. That's Jackson Davis, a wide receiver, and the tackle again is the kicker for the Piqua Indians, Joshua Heath.
It's hard to believe how many times that has happened. They're real lucky he's a good tackler, because if they had a little small guy that couldn't tackle anybody, it'd be curtains for this team, because the special teams has really struggled.
So Tipp comes out here, and their quarterback is Peyton Schultz, who's thrown for 68% so far this year. They're going to give it to the back, and that is Cale Liette. Liette, the running back, 6 foot, 195-pounder. He's a senior. And he picks up maybe 3 yards on that play to bring up a 2nd and 7. Just underway here at Alexander Stadium, Perk Field. Another beautiful night for football here in the Miami Valley. Working from the middle of the field. Looking to pass this time, throws down, got the man, and it's off his fingertips. They were looking for Maddox Sivan, 6'3", 176-pound senior. Unable to get to that one. That brings up a 3rd down now.
Sean Garrett did a great job of staying with him and being even with him and making him work on that catch. He was able to knock it away.
So on 3rd down and 7, 11:21 left to go, first quarter. Man, last week the first half just flew by in that game against Stebbins. Much different than what we saw earlier this year when we saw nothing but passes coming from Lima Senior. Now they send a man in motion, right to left. Looking over, Peyton Schultz to the coaching staff. He's got a man off to his left hip, rolling to the far side, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. It looked like he was hit as he got rid of the ball, and the ball went virtually nowhere, and that takes us to a 4th down and 7.
Looked like Derek Jones got in there and really put some heat on the quarterback and knocked it out of his hands. It was nearly a fumble, but they called it, said his hand was going forward on it.
So the punter is Cade Teal, averaging about 33 yards per punt. Gets this one away. He's headed over onto the left side, then takes an Indian bounce back to about the 18. Back to receive that one for the Piqua Indians was Rashawn Garrett. So Piqua now going to take over, 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
I'll tell you what, that's just what the doctor ordered. They didn't look good off that special teams play, but man, they shut them down, only let them gain a couple yards, got off the field. Let's see what the offense can do with an opportunity here. And a new quarterback back there.
Kai Warner's going to be back there along with his running back, Jericho Burns. And Kai Warner, who has not taken very much in terms of snaps this year, if any. He may have taken a few. Here they're going to give it to Jericho Burns, who tries to take it over right tackle. He's going to be stacked up there. Several players in on the stop, including Jackson Smith, 6'4", 229-pound senior defensive lineman.
Tipp's not messing around. They've got 7 in the box, inside the tackles. They're saying beat us in the edge is what they're saying. And I think that's the only way Piqua was going to have to do it tonight is they need to get outside and get the ball on the perimeter.
Carson Hawk wide left. In the slot on that side is Tate Coleman. Burns again. This time he goes right up the middle. He's going to pick up nice yardage that time. Gets it out close to the 24-yard line. They'll put it right on the 24. Well, that takes us to a 3rd down and 5. One man split wide to the right. H-back back in there on the left side. Rolling near side. Here's a pass. It goes to that H-back, Gage Gamble. And he is knocked out of bounds. Let's see. He should have the first down on that one. And indeed he does. First down of the game for the Piqua Indians. 10:04 to go. We're in the first quarter. No score here. The Red Devils and the Indians. Now from the near hash mark, and we've got guys jumping on that tip line.
You know, that pass, it was a simple one. It was a short one. Built a little confidence for Kai in his first start tonight. But it got outside that box, that tackle box, and gave them an opportunity to get a first down. That's huge to get this drive rolling.
Okay.
So with the penalty, it's a 1st and 5 now. And now the Indians make a mistake.
Full start on the offense.
False start on the Indians, so that takes it back. It'll be a 1st and 10.
Can you want me to do it?
Partner, what was that about you talking about how it went really fast last week? Why are you doing that to us?
Yep, not exactly starting off that way. Carson Hawk will be split to the left side. Coleman to the right side in a slot. They've got Roman Medley out wide on the right side. Out of the shotgun once again. Here's Kai Warner. Warner gives the ball Jericho Burns, trying to find his blocking, and finally fights his way down to the 33-yard line before he is taken down. In on the stop
Number 75, Alex Showhammer with the tackle.
for the Tipp Red Devils, Jeremy Wallen, the senior. Ball out to the 32-yard line, so they'll bring up a 2nd and 7 now. Nearing 9.5 minutes left to go here in our first quarter. And Kai Warner tries to get the ball on the keeper to the outside. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Takes us to 3rd down and 8.
Number 2, Cale Eliette with the tackle.
And they spot the ball, getting good spots here. They get the ball spotted there at the 33.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how they handle airing it out in this game. See how much they're going to trust them throwing it.
Here they look, right there, and that ball is going to be intercepted. Coming up with it, that's Andrew Owen, the defensive back, 5'11", 190-pound senior. That is his 2nd interception of the year. And just that quickly, good field position now for the Tipp Red Devils.
I'll tell you what, partner, for a second I thought Piqua caught the ball for a first down.
Yeah.
It looked like it was a bang play, and then Owen ended up with it.
The ball there at the 38-yard line. On the left hash mark. Peyton Schultz brings him out. Is back. Cale Liette. 2 men to the left, the short side of the field, 1 to the right. Here they give the ball there to Evan Liette, and Evan Liette finds the man in Maddox Sivan for the touchdown.
What a call. A reverse pass from the receiver. Touchdown. And he was wide open. Piqua bit on that. And he was just strolling right down the field, and they clearly had practiced that a few times.
Well, C.J. Bailey on for the extra point. Braden Burbacher is going to be the holder. Kick is up. It's no good. Hit that left upright. So, with that, it's a 6-0 Tipp lead. We'll take a 30-second break here. 8:50 to go in period number 1. Tipp 6, Piqua nothing on Piqua Indians football. Looking for, looks like they're going to have Cade Teal doing the kicking here. Indeed, he is. And for the Piqua Indians, Rashawn Garrett, Jericho Burns, they're the ones who've been doing the yeoman duty back there as far as kick returns so far this year. 8:50 to go here in our opening quarter, 6-0. Tipp with the lead. Ball is taken by Rashawn Garrett. He took it at the 1, gets it out to about, we'll see where they are going to spot this ball. We'll hold on for the spot. They haven't put it down as yet. Not carrying the ball by the official here. They're going to put it in the middle of the field, and it's going to be there at the 16-yard line. Piqua comes out. Kai Warner is the quarterback still. To the right side is going to be Roman Medley. Inside him, Tate Kuhlman. To the near side, Carson Hawk lined up. They give the ball, Jericho Burns. He is not going to get very far at all. Jake Bohr in there, defensive lineman, 6 foot, 211-pound senior. Lost a couple of yards on the play, so that brings up a 2nd and 12.
Yeah, they just got right in there. There wasn't a lot, they were rushing the ball as he was handing it off. I mean, there wasn't a lot of space at all to even give the handoff there.
And now they have 3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the left. Back to pass, looking over here in the near flat to Jericho Burns. He gets it out to the 18-yard line, for he is knocked down by Chris Priest, the defensive lineman, 5'8", 166-pound junior. So picks up yardage on that one. Pickup of about 5, brings up a 3rd and 7. 7:43 left to go in our opening period. Working from the left hash mark. Rolling right under some pressure, getting rid of the ball and overthrowing Tate Kuhlman by quite a bit. That brings up 4th down here for the Piqua Indians, and they're going to be punting from deep in their own territory.
Well, I think the issue, his strength probably, Kai's, is not throwing the ball. So you're really going to have to somehow figure out a way to stress that Tipp defense, because they're going to start bringing the heat, because they're not going to think he can make throws. And so far he has not had a lot of luck making passes outside of those short little drop-offs.
Hayden Barker, where's number 61? He's standing back at his own 4-yard line as we await the punt here. He's done a good job thus far this year, averaging about 37, 38 yards per punt. Under a good rush. Ball is taken and brought back across midfield, and a swarm of blue shirts get to the ball carrier that time. We're still waiting for him to unpile, and the ball carrier is indeed Lucas Mary. who on his punt returns averages about 8.7 yards per return.
That was pretty good coverage there for the punt team. They need to recreate that when they kick off.
So the ball is on the 47-yard line of the Piqua Indians. Tipp comes out with 3 wideouts to the left side. They give it once again to Cale Liette. Liette picking up good yardage down across the 40-yard line, down to about the 39. Indians able to put a stop to him there, but it's going to be a second and short situation. 2nd and 2. Very quickly they go. Liette again bounces the outside, got the first down, and is forced out of bounds. Down around the, looks like about the 10-yard line. Coming up on him was Kai Warner. He comes up from his defensive back position.
They're just kind of, they're doing what they want. They're not nothing too complicated here. They're just running off that left side and they're dominating.
And they're going very quickly here as well. Liette again with the ball, and he'll force his way down there to the 5-yard line. For Piqua, Isaiah Martin, the defensive end, comes in there and puts the stop to it. It'll be a 2nd and goal to go now for the Tipp Red Devils, who lead it 6-0, 6:40 to go in the first quarter. 2 wide on either side. Quarterback's going to keep it. Schultz gets it down to the 1-yard line where he is put asunder. Kai Warner is in there. Also, Gage Gamble is there for the stop. It'll be a 3rd and goal coming up here. 6:20 left in our first quarter.
He did not seem like he wanted a whole lot of contact there. He had the edge, but he did not put his shoulder down and go in there, and that's why they were able to stop him.
They give the ball to Liette. Cale Liette just takes it straight on in for a touchdown. 12-0. Tipp with the lead. They missed their first extra point. So we're going to see C.J. Bailey come out here and try and redeem himself.
All good?
The holder is Braden Burbacher. Bailey, just a sophomore. Gets this one up and gets it through. So he is now 11 of 12 on extra points. 6:06 left to go here in our opening period. 13-0. Tipp over Piqua here on Piqua Indians football.
Has a few events scheduled throughout the weekend. Classmates from San Diego and Berlin, Germany have made the trip back to Piqua for this special occasion. Welcome back, class of 1963.
Kate Teal is going to be kicking off for Tipp. Red Devils leading at 13-0 here with 6:06 left to go in the first quarter. Back deep once again for the Piqua Indians. Rayshawn Garrett will be one of those back there. Here's the kick. It is going to just barely bounce into the end zone. I thought it was going to bounce back before it went in. But the Indians will come out and take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Well, I mean, Piqua's got to, at the very least, put together some sort of drive to keep the ball for a little bit. They can't afford to go 3 and out and give it right back to Tipp, or this thing's going to get snowballing downhill real quickly.
The Piqua High School is welcoming back the class of 1963 tonight, celebrating their 60th high school reunion. So welcome to all the folks that are here. 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Jericho Burns takes a handoff from Warner. He is out and across to the 26-yard line. Pickup of 6, brings up 2nd and 4. Clock continues to roll inside 6 minutes now. Same setup this time. Burns off to the right hip of Kai Warner. Burns going to take the ball, and he is finally taken down. Coming out there to take him down was Andrew Owen, the defensive back.
And on the stop, number 20, Andrew.
A little bit of a generous spot looked like, and they got the first down at least.
Yep.
Keep those chains moving. Get in the end zone this time would be huge.
Yep, down 13-0 here, the Piqua Indians are. And there's going to be a flag on the play. Somebody moved too early, looked like on that tip line.
Full start on the offense.
No, it's going to be against the Piqua Indians. So that's going to take it back 5.
I think the pulling guard might have left early on that play, and just if you're Piqua, you can't afford to lose any yards.
That brings up a 1st and 15. 5:10 to go here in the first quarter. Rolling right. Here's Kai Warner out to Gage Gamble. Gamble gets it and then is driven back. A couple of the white shirts there. One of them, Lucas Berry, defensive back, 5'10", 173-pound senior. That picks it up out to a 2nd and 7 now for the Piqua Indians with the ball resting on the 33-yard line, their own.
That looks like what they're going to try to do is get him out of the pocket and get him rolling. That looks like what he's most comfortable with. You're going to see a lot of those outside the pocket, which I think is a good idea.
Carson Hawk wide left, Tate Coolman inside him. Rolling near side, Kai Warner, he's under pressure, gets rid of the ball. It was almost intercepted. Let's see. Are they going to say that was a completion? Yep. But just a yard pickup on that one as he is taken down.
1 yard is better than a 10-yard loss. And he was awfully close to getting sacked right there. He got that ball rid of just in time.
He was definitely under pressure. Ball at the 34-yard line. It's a 3rd and 6. Get later here in the first quarter. Ty Warner goes to the far side, looks, got it out there to Roman Medley. Medley is able to get it for the first down, gets it across the 40, the 45, out to the 46-yard line. First down Piqua here with 3:35 to go in the first. And they're moving quickly as they work from the right hash mark. Now they look over to the sideline. 2 wideouts to the short side of the field, the right, 2 to the left. Jericho Burns is the back. He'll take the ball, finds a hole. He gets it out across the 40, and he will get it down to the 33-yard line of Tipp here. Best drive thus far for the Piqua Indians, 1st and 10.
It's amazing what can happen when you can show that you can throw the ball a little bit.
Well, Tipp is going to take a timeout here. On radio, we'll take a 30-second timeout here as well. Back right after this, 13-0. Tipp leading Piqua here on Piqua Indians football.
In the heart of Piqua, Ohio, there's a family-owned business that has become the leading screen printing company in the Midwest, Atlantis Sportswear. Known for their top-notch college and professional sports apparel and corporate gear, Atlantis sources the latest apparel and workwear from hundreds of the top-name brands including Carhartt, Dickies, Adidas, Nike, and the North Face, just to name a few. With long-standing partnerships with renowned brands like Crocs, Hey Dude, Wright-Patterson Air Force Museum, Hartzell Propeller, and Piqua Steel Company, Atlantis has become a trusted name in the industry. Let us design your corporate embroidery, screen-printed apparel, and promotional products. At Atlantis, we can do any kind of fulfillment and packaging, from UPC barcodes, hang tags, to any specialized packaging. We can do it all.
3:08 to go in the first quarter. Tipp leading it 13-0. 1st and 10 for the Piqua Indians at the Tipp 33-yard line. Swing pass out. Tate Coolman with it. Coolman across the 40, down close to the 28-yard line. Looks like they'll spot it at the 29. And this is the first sustained drive we have seen here, really, for the Piqua Indians.
feels like they're getting used to each other. And, the new quarterback, it's a little bit of a different feel. I think now they're getting a little bit of more rhythm with him back there.
Coleman switches to the right side in the slot. Roman Medley on the outside on that side. Carson Hawk to the left. At an H-back, Gage Gamble. He lines up now just off the left side of the line. Now they set up Jericho Burns on the left, and Jericho Burns will take the handoff and immediately be nailed there. Coming through for the stop was Trace Trent, defensive end, 5'9", 172-pound senior.
Tipp had a lot of movement in their defense, their front seven. They were moving everywhere. I think it confused Piqua, got them a little off their game. They were a little uneasy on what they should call, and then they blitzed and got right through there. There was a huge gap in the line.
Loss of 1. That'll be a 3rd and 11. This side, Gamble at H-back on the right side. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 left. And again, under pressure, here's Kai Warner. Gets away from the pressure. Now he's going to run with the ball. Comes to the near side. He's at the 30 and runs out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. Well, that was making chicken salad out of something else. And that's going to be a first down for the Piqua Indians with 1:33 left to go here. And now they're saying, no, it's not a first down. It looks like it is short by virtually inches.
Well, it looks like they're confused now. They're moving the chains.
Okay, so now they move the chains here.
Man, he spun off that defender. That's why you got to have him at quarterback, because the guy just makes plays with the ball in his hands. The more he can touch it, the better for Piqua.
Looks like it's going to be a pass.
With the back, Jericho Burns on the right side, taking the handoff. He finds a hole down across the 20-yard line, down to the 19.
This referee missed a obvious face mask on that play, but that would have been a big penalty on Tipp that they did not call.
Pick up a 4, 2nd and 6, working left hash mark. Carson Hawk split left. 2 to the right. Here goes Jericho Burns again, and he was just barely touched. That time around by Christian Hartman. It looks like he kind of slipped when he went down.
It looked like he had a pretty good hold to run,
Yeah.
and that was going to be a easy first down, but didn't turn out that way.
Picks up 2, 3rd and 4. Same setup. Kai Warner, the quarterback. Kai Warner gives the ball. Jericho Burns trying to find some blocking down to the 15-yard line. So it's going to be short by a couple of yards here.
I think if you're Piqua, you have to go. There's no kicking field goals in this game. As good as Tipp is, you've got to go here and roll the dice.
15 seconds left to go in the quarter. 13-0. Tipp leading Piqua. A 4th and 2. And unfortunately, it looked like Jericho Burns slipped, and then Kai Warner just held on to the ball, and he was taken down. So on downs, gives the ball over here to Tipp, with just 5 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, and the Red Devils leading at 13-0.
I'm not sure what happened there, but that was a mess from the start, and it ended up, Tipp got in there pretty easy, and that's that in between the tackle stuff that's been a real struggle for Piqua, running in between it. Guard, center, holes right there. It's been a struggle this year.
Tipp has the ball from their own 19-yard line. One man to the left. Now they send a man in motion. They give the ball to that man. That is Evan Liette. Liette gets it just barely across the 20-yard line, so probably see where they're going to spot the ball. They will spot it at the 22. And so that'll bring up a 2nd and 8, but not before we go to the quarter break. We'll take a 1-minute break on both radio and TV. 13-0. Tipp leading Piqua here on the Indian Nation Station and WPTW Radio.
Attention to the 20-yard line. Tonight we celebrate and thank Joe Klein for 50 years of service as a chain gang member. Joe has seen a lot of football at Work Stadium and, of course, right here at Alexander Stadium. Some of his favorite memories as a chain gang member were being a part of the many Piqua Troy games, as well as hosting a number of playoff games for the OHSAA. Joe's been a longtime supporter of Piqua football, and Piqua City Schools want to say thank you, Joe, for all your years of service to Piqua. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause to Joe Klein.
Back to action as we begin our second quarter of play here. 13-0. Tipp leading Piqua. Now the quarterback going to keep it. That is Peyton Schultz. Schultz, who has rushed coming into this game 14 times for 75 yards. And it's a nice little pickup there. Gets it out to the 25-yard line, where it'll be a 3rd and 4. Now out of the gun. Pass over in the right flat, complete. Finds the man there in Lucas Mary. Lucas Mary gets the first down for the Tipp Red Devils. It'll be a 1st and 10 here. 30 seconds gone in the second quarter. Nope, they're going to toss the ball this time to Cale Liette. Liette is going to be spun to the turf. Several of the blue shirts are going to be there. And that includes Zayden Allen, the sophomore linebacker, 6'1", 189-pounder, but there are about 3 of his mates there as well.
This is a big drive for the Piqua defense.
Here's a pass over on the right side. It's going to be good for a 1st down after the run by Jeremy Wallen. His 5th reception of the year. He's an H-back, 6', 193-pound senior. And now, off another 1st down, working very quickly is Tipp. This time it's going to be the quarterback keeping the ball. Nope, not the quarterback. That is Trace Trent. He's a running back. So they have a lot of different folks that they get in there and work the various positions. Once again, Trace Trent looking for his blocking. Now bounces to the outside, cuts back. He gets it down to the 31-yard line.
You know, Tipp's really causing trouble for Piqua with the speed, the pace of their offense. They've been able to just get them on their heels. Now it looks like we might have a holding penalty on Tipp, which will bail out Piqua a little bit there.
Holding on the offense for 11.
Indeed, it is the holding call. That'll take the ball back, take it back into Tipp territory here. They'll spot the ball at the 46-yard line. That's where it'll be 1st and 10. Working just to the near side of the far hash mark. 2 split to the right, 1 to the left. 1 man just off the line. And once again, they're going to go to Trace Trent. Trent angles in and gets it down across midfield, down to the 49-yard line. So they're in Piqua territory once again. They're bringing up a 2nd down, and it looks like about 15.
They're having a lot of success running the ball right now.
Well, this time, the quarterback, under a lot of pressure, gets away from 1 man and finally is going to be taken down. John Hess. He wasn't going to let him get by that time. So we got another flag on the play.
Number 35, John Hess.
So we'll see who this is going to go against. The infraction coming up here. Okay, a blindside block. It goes against Tipp. This is where the Piqua Indians, if they're going to give it to them like this, Piqua Indians got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, now you got them in 2nd and 30, basically. So you're going to, you got to get this ball back on this possession. You cannot give up a 1st down. They did flip the field a little bit with that last drive, even though they weren't able to get any points. So that's a positive. Now they need to get off the field on this.
So it's a 2nd and 30 with the ball on the 35-yard line. And another flag, this one for a false start against the Tipp Red Devils. The Red Devils are a team that a year ago was a state semifinalist. Nobody, including the coaches, the players, anybody at the school, saw that one coming.
No, they hit a hot streak at the end of the season, man. They were on fire. And that's when you want to be hot.
I think their only loss was to Xenia. And here, they try and go up on the right side, up they go on the right hash mark and get it down to the 33-yard line.
Owen Schaller, it looked like, got in there and wrapped the quarterback and just held him until they could finish him off.
Pickup of 3. It'll be a 3rd and 32.
You got many plays in your playbook for 3rd and 32? I don't know.
We'll watch now as they send a man in motion. Give the ball to that man, Evan Liat. He tries to turn the corner. He's going to be taken down right there at the 45-46-yard line in Tipp territory. And that brings us to a 4th down.
Drake Owen wrapped him up there. It was a nifty little play there, but it's not getting you 32 points, or 32 yards, that's for sure.
So with the ball spotted, they spotted the 47-yard line. And there's the punt. Going to go back, bounce, and be taken by Rashawn Garrett. Garrett takes it at the 18, brings it ahead. He gets it across the 30-yard line before he is forced out of bounds on the far side of the field. Coming up there to put the final in was Gavin Newberg, a junior.
That's a nice return by Garrett. Mm-hmm. You know, that could jumpstart yet another, offensive drive here. It's a big one here because they got momentum coming from that last drive. Let's see if they can build on that and keep this train rolling.
8:40 to go in the first half. 13-0 Tipp. Piqua moving left to right here in this second quarter. Working from the left hash mark. 2 wide left, 1 right. Jericho Burns tries to bounce to the outside. Falls ahead.
Burns, your ball carrier.
And he is taken to the turf there. Coming through with a stop. Gavin Newberg, the linebacker, 5'11", 193-pound junior. Pickup of 3. Make it 4. Bring up a 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, Kai Warner, the quarterback. Once again, going to give it to Jericho Burns. And if he picks up any yardage, it is going to be negligible. Probably picks up half a yard there. Take us to 3rd down.
Now you put yourself in a real difficult spot. 3rd and long, 3rd and 5+ is not a good spot for this offense. Let's see if they can get out on the edges and get something here.
Burns again the back. Kai Warner the quarterback. 2 wideouts either side. Back to pass. Here's Warner. Warner gets it ahead. Tate Coleman with the ball, but he's going to be short of the first down by a couple of yards. Coming through to take him down, Christian Hartman.
Here on the stop. Number 20, Andrew.
Going for it. 4th and 1 here.
So relatively deep in their own territory here, working from the 39-yard line. And again, from the left hash mark to either side, plus Burns the back.
Looks like they might be trying to draw them off sides and then maybe think about it on a timeout.
So the timeout is called. 7:01 left to go here in the second period. 13-0. Tipp leading Piqua. We are going to keep it right here. Now, one of the things that we want to remind you about is the boys and girls cross-country team center stage. That'll be tomorrow night at Alexander Stadium, the 4th annual Piqua Invite Under the Lights, entertaining 1,000 runners over 25 schools. Promises to be a big, big night. Youth race at 7:15, senior recognition 7:30, middle school boys at 8, middle school girls at 8:30. high school boys at 9, the high school girls at 9:45, and the fireworks will follow that. So big night coming up for that. The situation, it's a 4th and 1, 7-1. We go here in our first half. Piqua Indians had one really good sustained drive. They come out. They've got 2 split to the left. They got Gage Gamble at an H-back. Kai Warner, the quarterback. Roman Medley is wide to the right. And there is the drawn offside. Trying to bust through was Cale Liette. And that's going to give a first down to the Piqua Indians here.
Got him with the hard count right there. He was chomping at the bit to get in that backfield.
Liette, one of their big guys on both offense and defense. Now the Indians going to give the ball to the back. Jericho Burns tries to turn the corner, gets some yardage, gets it down across the 48, close to the 49-yard line. That's where he is taken down, but we got another flag on the play.
Looks like we're going to have a hold on the edge there.
Holding on the offense, number 70. 10-yard penalty from the snap. First down.
So the hold against the Piqua Indians. Takes the ball back. And it takes it back to the 34-yard line. It'll be 1st and 20 there. 6:54 to go in the first half. Calling the signals, Kai Warner. Gage Gamble was not set. And so we got another flag on the play as he was trying to work in motion there. He's going to go out of the gate. So now it'll be a 1st and 25.
This is similar to Tipp's last drive where you just keep digging yourself a hole and then there's no way out after you get yourself behind the 8 ball so bad.
Well, that's one thing to do it with a 13-point lead. It's another thing to do it with a 13-point deficit. Here's a swing pass out. Tate Coleman with it. Coleman down across the 35-yard line. And he will get the ball out. They'll spot it at the 39. Brings up a 2nd down here. So basically every down seeming a passing down. 3 wideouts to the left side. They get it out there for Carson Hawk. Hawk finds some running room. He gets it down very close to the midfield stripe on the left side.
Nice job blocking by those receivers on the edge there. Gave some space for Hawk on that play.
From their own 49, the Piqua Indians trying to dig themselves out of this hole, both on the scoreboard and on the field on this drive right now. It is a 3rd and 5. Kai Warner, he'll give the ball. Jericho Burns. He picks up some yardage, but it's not going to be enough for a first down. He'll get it across midfield down to the 48-yard line.
Big time 4th down here. Gotta go. Right around midfield. You're on their side. You got 5 minutes left here in the 2nd quarter. This would be a huge get if they could score some points on this drive. I might call another timeout.
And indeed, they are going to call timeout. We'll take a break here. 4:59 to go in the first half. 13-0 Tipp leading Piqua here on Piqua Indians football.
From the beginning of the process all the way to the end, everybody was professional, courteous, and timely. So thank you all very much.
You are wanting to sell your home? Look no further. The Kathy Hanna team will get the job done for you.
We're very pleased with the Kathy Hanna team again. We've worked with them in the past. They've done us another great job, and we'll use them again.
I've been using Kathy Hanna for probably about the last 10 years. Buying and selling houses. She's absolutely incredible.
It's the first time we bought a home in 20 years, and fantastic experience and looking forward to getting in and being residents of Piqua.
We'd like to thank the Kathy Haney team and Kathy Haney for selling our house, for selling my mom and dad's house, my sister's house, my son's house. They are amazing.
I want to thank Kathy Haney and the Remax team. They did a fantastic job. Couldn't be more happier with our purchase. Very excited about everything and looking forward to our new home.
Coming out of the timeout, it's a 4th and 2 for the Piqua Indians from the Tipp 48-yard line. It's going to be a keeper here by the quarterback, and it looks like Kai Warner is not going to make it. He's going to be right about a yard short.
Thought he might be able to reach over for that first down, but just didn't have enough lean in that body right there.
4:53 left to go here in the first half, and
that's a little bit deflating right there. 4th down, you got a real good shot at it, 4th and 2. You can't get that extra push to get that yard. It's a bummer.
Well, they've had a couple of them like that. The other one was deeper into Tipp territory. So Peyton Schultz brings them out, gives it to the back, and it's going to be Rylan Caldwell now in there as the back, a 5'10", 165-pound junior.
Like Zayden Allen got in there and made a nice stop on that play. He's doing a great job for a sophomore at linebacker. He's had a heck of a year so far.
3 wideouts to the near side. They'll give it to Caldwell once again. Caldwell
your ball carrier.
will pick up maybe 2 yards on the play. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 8.
It's like Schaller and Jones got him on that one to slow him down.
Now, Cale Layette is in there as the back. They put Evan Layette in motion. Now they move Cale Layette to a slot right side. Looks like he might have taken off a little quickly. Big pressure, and there is an interception by the Piqua Indians.
Rashawn Garrett got that one.
Comes up with the ball at about the 38-yard line. And so with 3:45 to go in the first half, Piqua Indians have another chance here.
Great pass rush by Hayden Weigel there. Aiden Williams almost got him. They put that pressure on, made him rush his throw a little bit, and on the back end, what a pick there by Garrett.
So Piqua comes out. Now they're going to have Garrett Brown as the running back. Lines up to the left hip of quarterback Kai Warner. Gives the ball. Garrett Brown. Brown tries to turn the corner. No. Taken down quickly by Logan Bowling, a linebacker. He loses a couple of yards on the play. Bring up a 2nd and 12.
Frankly, their best offense has been short passes, to be honest. So I'm wondering if they'll just, they'll keep chipping with the running, but they might want to stick to that passing game. It was working.
Couple of wideouts left, couple of rights. Outside man near side, Roman Medley. Inside him, Tate Coleman. Kai Warner. Back to pass. Looks out there. Tate Coleman with it. Tate Coleman at the 40-yard line.
And on the stop,
and
Maddox Saban.
They continue the clock as he does not get out of bounds. He'll pick up about 5 yards on that play to bring up a 3rd down and 7. Working the right hash mark out of the gun. Over the middle they go. And once again,
Coleman with the reception.
Looks like Tate Coleman's going to have the ball. Indeed, he does. That's going to be a first down for the Piqua Indians. They get the ball out to their own 48-yard line here. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half.
A couple senior basketball players throwing it to each other, and Kai Warner and Tate Coleman. Coleman's got a lot of catches today.
Coleman's in the slot once again near side. That's the short side of the field with Roman Medley outside him. Medley had a catch earlier in the game. Back to pass. Here's Warner. Now going to keep it. Moves ahead across the 50 down to the 48-yard line. He's wrapped up by a couple of players, one of which is Chris Priest, the other which Logan Bowling. Clock continues to roll inside 2 minutes, first half.
The way this drive's working, this is okay. This is not a bad thing because you keep Tipp's offense off the field. You know, you get there where, you know, you want to get in the end zone, but if you keep Tipp off the field and you keep it at 13-0 at the end of the half, that's not the worst thing ever.
Again, back to pass this time. Looking, traffic directs, now keeps the ball, gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe picks up a yard or so. That's Kai Warner. That takes us to a 3rd down and 6. Ball down to the 47-yard line of Tipp. With 1:13 left in the first half. 2 wideouts on either side. Here's a little screen pass out. Garrett Brown with it. Garrett Brown is shouldered out of bounds. Maddox Sivan is the man who gets there to him. But it's the first down for the Piqua Indians here with 1:02 left to go first half.
You haven't seen that a lot out of the Piqua offense. That's a nice little change up there. And maybe that's because Brown's a little bit better catcher, receiver. And man, he's quick out of that backfield.
So the ball on the 38-yard line of the Red Devils. From the right hash mark, out of the gun. Kai Warner sends Coolman in motion, right to left. Back to pass, looking over to the left flat. Coolman. It's incomplete. He was hit right as the ball got to him. And that'll bring up now a 2nd down and 10.
It's probably better he dropped that pass because if he catches it, clock just keeps running and they lost a yard if he would have caught that. So that worked out in Piqua's favor that time.
So again, working with wideouts on either side, a pair. Garrett Brown, the 5'7", 176-pound senior, is the running back off the right hip of Kai Warner. Warner back to pass. Warner under pressure, runs ahead now, brings it across the 30, and just shy of the 25-yard line is where he is forced out of bounds.
You still got plenty of time, got the clock stopped, he ran it out of bounds. So you're good. This is a nice drive.
50 seconds to go in the half. 13-0 Tipp. 1st and 10. Ball spotted on the 26-yard line of the Red Devils. 3 wideouts left side, 1 to the right. Looking over the middle, they get it to Carson Hawk. Hawk spins away from one man and actually may have lost a little bit as he tried to cut back before Cale Layette is able to come through there and put him down on the turf. He picks up a couple of yards on that, brings up 2nd down and 8.
They're running low on time here now, down to 25 seconds.
Looking, plenty of time, rolling to the right side, tosses the ball down over in the right corner, but out of bounds. Rashawn Garrett was the intended receiver, back on coverage. You had Lucas Mary.
Right here, you at the very least want to get down there for a nice and easy field goal opportunity. You'd like to get 6 here, but you don't want to turn it over. You don't want to take a sack. Get some yardage. Go to the half down 13-3 if you can get a field goal. That at the very least you need that, and I'm not sure how far out they feel comfortable kicking it.
Ball at the 24-yard line of Tipp. 3rd and 8, 19 seconds to go in the half. Over the middle, it's complete to Rashawn Garrett. Garrett gathers that one in at the 8-yard line. Got down to the 7. And it'll be 1st and goal to go here. 11 seconds, now 10, and then just spiking the ball. Kai Warner with 8 seconds left to go in the half. 2nd and goal to go. Ball on the 8-yard line.
You know, with each throw, you can tell he's getting a little more comfortable passing the ball. He seems the confidence is building, and that was a really nice throw over the middle there.
Rashawn Garrett is going to be in the slot near side. Inside him is Carson Hawk. The wide man is Roman Medley. The left side, Joey Bosco. And coming over here, getting the play. Quarterback. First time he started this year, Kai Warner. Warner out of the gun. Looking over the middle. Touchdown! Pass, the 8-yard pass to Rashawn Garrett. And the Piqua Indians are on the board. It's 13-6.
Huge
with 5
play.
seconds to go in a half.
Huge play right before the half. That was a textbook drive. Great throw to Garrett for that score. That just changed the whole complexion of this game for sure.
So Joshua Heath is on for the extra point. Tate Coolman is the holder. Waiting for the snap. There it is. Ball is down. Kick is up. It is through and good. The Piqua Indians are on the board here with 5 seconds to go in a half. And Tipp's lead is now cut to 13-7. We're going to keep it right here for this ensuing kickoff. But nice drive there. Didn't get rattled from having been stuffed the first couple of times, and they just took it right on down the field using the air game.
I'm telling you what, those short passes, those were like good runs. I mean, they gave you 5-6 yards per pass, and then you keep seeing Kai get more and more confident throwing the ball. He's not hesitating. He's throwing it over the middle now rather than always on the edges. And they look like they're fired up there on that Piqua sideline.
They certainly are. So now what they have to do is make sure that on any run back here, they don't allow Tipp to get anywhere near midfield.
It feels like they're kicking the ball to one side of the field, and they have all their guys running down there on one side, but they just disappear.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Joshua Heath is going to be kicking it off. Kickoff returners include Lucas Mary and Maddox Sivan. Heath approaches the ball. He's going to kick this one low. They're going to keep it, and it's going to be down there at the 21-yard line.
Down near the Red Devil 21.
Covering the ball that time for the Ethan Couch for Tipp.
Did the clock not run at all?
No.
It's still 5 seconds.
Yeah, he just fell on that ball, so no time goes off.
I think that might be a good strategy for now on, kicking off right like that. Not kicking it deep anymore because it just has not been successful for the time being. Kick those low line drives on the squib kicks and just get out of there.
Well, they put 4 seconds on the clock now, so they take a second off. Peyton Schultz, the quarterback. Schultz gives it to Cale Layette. Layette gets nowhere, and that's going to take us to halftime. In on the stop, Hayden Weigel for the Piqua Indians. We have played our first half here at Alexander Stadium, Perk Field. The Piqua Indians struggled early, but they have fought back to within 6. 13-7. Tipp leading Piqua. On radio, we'll take a 2-minute break. The same on television. You're watching and listening to Piqua football here on 98.1 FM, 5070 WPTW, and the Indian Nation station.
Lemon Meringue is a floral boutique and plant shop located at 120 North Main Street in Piqua. Need flowers for your wedding, funeral, baby shower, or a special event? Lemon Meringue has you covered. Lemon Meringue is open Tuesday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. to 4, Saturday 10 a.m. to 2, and they're closed Sunday and Monday. For more information, call 937-726-0451 or visit them on Facebook. Mention this hat at checkout to receive 10% off your boutonniere or corsage for the school dance. Lemon Meringue is located at 120 North Main Street in Piqua.
Welcome to Morris and Morris Systems.
Morris Comfort Systems. We service all brands. Celebrating 30 years serving Miami.
Their 2023 competition show, Shine.
Back once again here to Alexander Stadium, Perk Field, where that was a hard-fought first quarter and a hard-fought second quarter as well. First half ends with Tipp, a 13-7 lead on the Piqua Indians. Tom Michaels, Brian Gillespie here. And Brian, I'll tell you what, that just what the Indians were able to do there at the end of that half, they kept their wits about them after having been kind of shut down earlier, and they can move the ball. There's no doubt about it. Now they know they can have a sustained and completed drive.
Tell me if you've ever heard this out of Piqua offense. They threw the ball 19 times in the first half, completing 15 for 105 for Kai, and he had that early interception, but he also had a touchdown. Longest catch was only 14 yards, but it was like a short passing / running game, and it really kept, I don't think Tipp was ready for it, and it kept him off balance, and that was more successful really than the running game, because the running game's been kind of controlled by the Tipp in front seven.
So, any other stats that you might care to divulge there?
Yeah, we have Kale Liette for Tipp has 7 carries for 50 yards. So he's getting 7 a carry, but both their other two have 2 carries for 16, Evan Liette and Trace Trent. But they kind of tailed off towards the end of the first half there. They weren't having as much success, and Piqua was able to flip the script on them and kind of flip the field, and Piqua ended up with 42 plays for 178 yards, actually outgained Tipp by 26 yards in the first half.
Wow. And then we saw there on that last kick by the Piqua Indians, just keeping it on the ground, and maybe that'll be a different strategy here, since they haven't been able to really stop teams from getting it back to at least midfield.
They might have to go the old Lima Senior style and just kick the thing to the 30 or 35 or whatever, because I mean they're giving up so many long returns. Maybe the long squib kicks are the way to go, because then you take that long return out of play.
Well, we'll take a look at some scores coming up when we come back. We do want to say this, that tonight the Piqua Indians is celebrating and thanking Joe Klein for 50 years of service as a chain gang member. Joe's seen a lot of football at both Wirt Stadium and, of course, here at Alexander Stadium. So Piqua City Schools want to say thank you, Joe, for all your years of service to Piqua. And we certainly want to add our congratulations as well. Well, we're going to take a 2-minute break here. When we come back, we'll have some scores for you. And we're also going to let you listen in on the Piqua Marching Band and their halftime performance That'll be coming up here in just a few minutes. At halftime, it is 13-7, Tipp leading Piqua here on WPTW and the Indian Nation station. Now back we come to halftime here at Alexander Stadium Perk Field. Down on the field, you've got the Tipp Marching Band presently. As far as the scoring went, the Piqua Indians fell behind 13-0 off of the first touchdown by the Red Devils. They missed their first extra point. That's why we've got 13 on there. Piqua down 13-0, but they came back with a nice sustained drive. And then Kai Warner to Rashawn Garrett on a 6-yard catch, and that has brought us to where we are right now, which is 13-7 at the half. We've got some other scores around the Miami Valley right now, and I think my broadcast partner Brian Gillespie's got those for you.
Yeah, we got Sydney 35, Fairborn nothing right now. We got Stebbins and Xenia surprisingly tied at 0 right now. Butler is ahead 17-0 on Greenville. And we have a 35-0 lead, I believe, for Troy against West Carrollton. So there's some interesting games. That game with Stebbins and Xenia would be a shocker if Stebbins went to Xenia and won that game.
Absolutely. Stebbins, they don't have I don't think, a bad team this year. But we saw them last week. Their defense was pretty stealthy. But trying to get that offense unlimbered, that is going to be very, very difficult for the Stebbins Indians. So right now, the Tipp Marching Band making their way off the field. I'd like to remind you that the greatest high school football rivalry in the state of Ohio is coming up in 2 weeks. That's when Piqua's going to travel to Troy for the 139th meeting for the Battle of the Miami. Tickets are available online at Troy High School's athletic website. So we're going to take a couple of minutes break here. When we come back, we'll let you listen in on the Piqua High School Marching Band. Comes right after this, 13-7. Tipp leading Piqua here on WPTW and the Indian Nation station.
No matter if it was a long day at work, home, the practice field, or you're just celebrating a big win with your teammates, the Piqua Little Caesars has you covered. Stop in for a $6.49 hot and ready pizza anytime. Your Piqua Little Caesars are proud sponsors of the Indian Nation Station and Piqua Athletics.
Systems is a manufacturing company that has been a staple in the Piqua community for nearly 30 years. The most recent milestone was the acquisition of a second facility that is roughly 100 yards away from the main plant. This location will allow for Harmony's continued growth and success. Harmony has over 60 molding machines and 225 employees, and we're still looking to expand. We offer
2023 Pride of Piqua Marching Band. Tonight we will present the first and second movements of our competition show titled Never Young. Movement 1 features the songs Forever Young by Rod Stewart, You Are My Sunshine, and original music by Michael Kruger. Movement 2 features the song Hide and Seek by Imogen Heap with alto sax soloist Brenna Thompson.
And with the Tipp Red Devils leading at the half, 13-7 on the Piqua Indians, let's go down to the field and listen to the Piqua Marching Band.
The Pride of Piqua Marching Band. The Pride is under the field direction of drum majors Alex Preston and Brenna Thompson. The band program is under the direction of directors Wyatt Hines and Mitch Mahaney, with assistance from Alex Acuna. The guard directors are Dylan Schultz and Jacob Knight. The percussion director is Graham Harder. The Pride of Piqua has been a consistent OMEA State Marching Band finalist and a participant in Bands of America Grand Nationals. The Pride of Piqua looks forward to another great year of marching excellence.
Well, that's a performance by the Piqua Indians Marching Band. We're going to take a break coming up here. When we come back, we'll have our second half for you. Right now, it is 13-7. Tipp leading Piqua at the half. And you're watching and listening to it on WPTW Radio and the Indian Nation Station. This is a 3-minute break.
Have you heard of This and That Candy on Main in downtown Piqua? It's for kids of all ages. If they don't have it, they don't make it. This and That Candy on Main has your favorite retro candy. You know, from when you were a kid. There's a selection of 165 glass bottle sodas and 84 kinds of saltwater taffy. Retro toys, they've got them too. This and That Candy on Main, 408 North Main Street. Find them on Facebook or call 937-541-2201. If we don't have it, they don't make it.
Buffalo Wings and Rings in Piqua is located at 989 East Ashton. They have 45 TVs to watch all the live sports that you can imagine and offer a wide variety of food options. From burgers to wings, nachos, and yes, the pretzel bites, there's something for everybody. Stop by the Piqua Wings and Rings location before the game to get fueled up for the competition and after for the celebration.
For years, teams our best and brightest students to other universities. They're going off to major in fields like business, education, nursing, and engineering, even taking classes online. And they couldn't be happier. We couldn't be happier either. After all, that's how we planned it. With Edison State's Bridge to Bachelor's degree program, you can get your 2-year degree and 4 classes at Edison State and then easily transfer to a state school. Save thousands of dollars and get the same great education with Edison State.
And we get ready for the third period of play here at Alexander Stadium, Perk Field. It is 13-7. Tipp leading the Piqua Indians. A reminder, we want to thank our sponsors on TV for the 23-24 school year. They include Kathy Henney, Little Caesars, Buffalo Wings and Rings, Dick Lumpkins, This and That's Candy on Main, Harmony Systems, Grayx Corporation, Edison State, Dr. Littlejohn, Morris Comfort System, Atlanta Sportswear, 36 Skate Club, and Lemon Meringue Boutique. Our radio sponsors include Smitty's Bicycle and Locksmith Services, Sunset Meats, Alley and Bradle, Jameson and Yanasi Funeral Home, Morris Comfort Systems, Piqua Lumber, Melcher Sours Celebration of Life, and Bushnell's. A reminder that coming up next week, it's going to be the Piqua Indians on the road. As a matter of fact, they're on the road the next 3 weeks. All of those are going to be radio-only games on WPTW, both 98.1 FM and 1570 AM. 6:45 will be the pregame for those games. Next week, it'll be at Greenville. The following week at Troy. And the week after that, it'll be West Carrollton. So, with a 13-7 lead for Tipp here, what do the Piqua Indians have to do? They get the ball to begin this second half of play.
I'll tell you what, you noticed a little bit of swagger, a little bit of juice on that sideline on their way off the field. I think they could feel that turn, and that emotion was kind of, you hadn't seen that a lot this year. It's been kind of flat. It's been kind of, yeah, we're playing hard, but we're not really playing with a lot of confidence. I think you could see that confidence peeking in, and with every completed pass, you just saw, Kai Warner just feel more and more comfortable dropping back and making those throws. And he threw some nice passes, including that touchdown pass to Rayshon Garrett at the end of the first half.
And don't forget, for our radio listeners, tomorrow, noon, is going to be the Ohio State Buckeyes, their home opener. And they go in at 1-0 against Youngstown State, and we'll have it for you right here on WPTW. Well, it'll be kicking off for the Tipp Red Devils. They've had Kate Teal, who is listed as their punter, but he has been doing their place kicking as far as off the tee goes. And we'll see what we have here. Rayshon Garrett and Jericho Burns back deep for the Piqua Indians. Indians down 13-7, getting the ball here to begin this second half. It's going to be a short kick. Taken on the far side, drop picked up by Rayshon Garrett. Garrett picks it up, now gets some decent yardage coming back. Sometimes that will actually help a runner if he can get the ball back, simply because it makes the defense kind of relax a little bit.
They pause, they look at it, and they hesitate, and then it slows them down, and next thing you know, you got to run. But it looks like we got a hold on Piqua here on the return.
So the officials are chatting it up right now. They continue to talk, and here comes the referee. And he goes back over for some more chatting. And more chatting as well. It is the whole, well, you had it early. I don't know what it took them to talk about there.
I know, for about 10 minutes, that guy turned around, went back, turned around again. I don't know what he was worried he was going to get the wrong number or something on the call. But that penalty hurts, takes you back to the 20-yard line. They had a nice return there.
So that is where the Piqua Indians from the 20 are going to be taking over 1st and 10 here to begin this second half. Kai Warner is the quarterback. Jericho Burns is the running back. 2 wideouts on either side. They'll give it to Burns. Burns goes right up the middle, and he'll pick up some decent yardage there. He gets it on out. They spot the ball between the 27 and 28-yard line, where it'll be second down and 3. The Indians try and get out of their own end here. And there's going to be another penalty here. This will be offside. Look like the... Yep, Tipp.
First down.
First with there.
And
so that's going to be an automatic first down for the Piqua Indians.
And you notice now Tipp has fewer guys in the box. They had 7 in there earlier. Now they only have 6. That gives a little bit more opportunity to run the ball here.
So 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. And there's a fumble, and it's fallen on by Kai Warner. So they lose a yard on the play, and that's the kind of thing, if the Piqua Indians are going to pull the upset here, you just can't afford to do.
Yeah, fortunately they only lost 1 yard and didn't lose the ball, but still, you don't want to put yourself behind the sticks and give you a long second down.
And the Indians, with that drive right there at the end of the first half,
Burns, your ball
Here's
carrier.
Jericho Burns again down to the 33-yard line. And he is brought to the turf. Cale Liette, the inside linebacker, a 6 foot, 195-pound senior. We see him doing an awful lot on both sides of the ball.
Legal procedure on the offense.
Indians looking over to the sideline as they lose yardage. It'll be a 2nd and 11. And, well, we got another penalty.
No, illegal.
It was an illegal formation.
Okay.
The Indians, so that's going to take it back.
I never even saw the flag down there.
Nope. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 16. Ball now on the 26-yard line. Out of the gun, Kai Warner. Rolls to the near side, looking. There's another flag. He throws it out there, and it is incomplete. Looking for Carson Hawk, but let's see what the flag is. Going to be a hold against the Indians.
They may turn this one down because it's going to be 3rd and 16 either way.
Hoping on the offense, number 78, 10-yard penalty from the snap. Repeat 2nd down.
Wow. Okay.
With that, it moves the ball back even further.
Going in the wrong direction right now, my friend.
Yep, it's going to be a 2nd and 26.
Hey, they got one earlier. They had 2nd and 25, and they managed to get it.
Maybe this is just a long play offense. Now there Jericho Burns tries to go over the left side, and it's going to be short of the 20-yard line there. So he'll pick up maybe a yard. Nope. He got back to the line of scrimmage, so. He did gain 3. Okay, so it's a 3rd and 23. 2 minutes gone here in the second half.
It looks like Pick was a little uncomfortable this close to their end zone. They're probably just going to punt this one, throw a short pass or hand it off and live to play another day.
Out of the gun with 3 wideouts right, 1 left, back to pass. Here's Kai Warner, gets away from one man, doesn't get by the next one. Jackson Smith, the defensive lineman, comes through with the sack. And the Indians are going to have to punt the ball away from deep in their own territory. On to do the punting, Hayden Barker. 38-yard average coming into this game. He's going to be standing in the shadow of his goal line.
It's the 2nd time tonight he's been right there by the goal line.
He's been doing a nice job this year. The Indian special teams a year ago were spectacular. Good snap, gets the ball away. This one is coming down and is going to go out of bounds right close to the 45-yard line back in Tipp territory.
Not too bad of a punt from your own goal line. I mean, putting them out of bounds to 45 with no return, that's really about as good as you can ask from a high school punter.
Yeah, and he kicked it from about the 2.
Yeah.
So if he kicked it it was a 50-plus yard punt. And the ball is there at the 45 of Tipp. They'll work from the near hash mark. Cale Liette is the running back. 3 wideouts stacked on the right side. They give it to Liette. He gets to nowhere. If he gets a yard, he'll be lucky. He is driven back. Several of the blue shirts are in there on that stop. And that includes Aiden Williams, the defensive end for Piqua. He picks up about a yard or a yard and a half. Bring up a 2nd down and 8. Here is Schultz throwing on the right side. Evan Liette gathers in the pass, but he is driven out of bounds. Coming up to him is the sophomore Zayden Allen, the linebacker.
Number 35, John Hess.
So it's going to be a 3rd and short coming up here for Tipp. They continue to work right hash mark. So we check off the play at the line of scrimmage. They'll look back. Cale Liette, he's got the 1st down. Just kind of powers his way through. Is finally put there on the turf by Gage Gamble. But it's 1st and 10 now for the Tipp Red Devils. So they're down into Indians territory. at the 41-yard line. Quarterback's going to keep it this time, and he is going to be taken down. Gage Gamble, second time in a row there.
Man, he put a shot on him. He's not going to want to go through there too often and take those type of hits.
Gamble's been doing a nice job on defense this year. Came into the game with 20 tackles. He's a 6'1", 201-pound senior linebacker. Now on second down and 7. Schultz looking. It is complete. Gets it down to Evan Layette, who carries it in for the touchdown.
So close to an interception for Kai Warner right there. So close.
That moves the score to 19-7. The lead for Tipp and on for the extra points.
Piqua had a lot of pressure on the quarterback on that play too. He just barely got rid of it.
C.J. Bailey is 1 of 2 tonight on extra points. This one is through the uprights and good. So with 7:38 left to go in the third period, 20-7. Tipp leading Piqua. We'll take a 30-second break here on radio, here on WPTW.
Dr. Littlejohn believes that clear vision begins with regular comprehensive eye exams. His friendly and professional staff will make you feel welcome in his office located at 8090 Looney Road. With our great selection of stylish eyewear, our licensed opticians will help you pick the perfect pair of glasses. Dr. Littlejohn participates in many vision plans. Call us at 937-606-2772 to schedule your next eye exam. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Jack of the Burns and Rashawn Garrett deep for the Indians.
As we come back to action here, 20-7 now. Tipp with the lead on Piqua.
Cade Teal, they kick for the Red Devils.
7:38 to go in the third period. Cade Teal is going to be kicking off, approaches the ball right to left. Going to come down, be taken by Rashawn Garrett at the 14-yard line. He'll get it out about the 22 before he is brought down. In there on the stop, Andrew Owen. So Piqua, they kept them close in this ball game. But they've got to get some more points on that board, trailing it by a 20-7 score.
I know they're hesitant to do it, but what's best has worked best for them has been the passing game. I think you just have to go back to it because you're down 13 now. You got to go back to that passing game.
Out of the shotgun. They'll give the ball to the back. Jericho Burns brings it up across the 25 out to the 27-yard line. Taken down there.
Number 26, Maddox Savant.
And it's going to bring up a second down and 5 off the gain of 5. Working the near hash mark, or just off of that near hash mark. 2 wideouts to the far side. Outside man is Carson Hawk. 1 to the near side. They get the H-back in there. They give it. Once again, Jericho Burns, and he is wrapped up right away.
Jackson Smith with the tackle.
Gains nothing on that one. Lost the yard, so it'll be a 3rd and 6.
That we've seen that time and time again this season. That inside interior line just is not holding up, and there's no space in there to run. They really got to get it outside.
Now on 3rd and 6. 6:30 to go in the third period. Kai Warner back, rolls left. Looks at that ball, almost intercepted. Lucas Murray had his hand on the ball, but wasn't able to gather it in, went off his fingertips. But that'll bring up 4th down for Piqua. And that'll bring the punting unit back on here, out to do the punting. He just had a dandy just a few minutes ago with Hayden Barker.
The issue there is the lack of results on that second down. You had a pretty good first down. You get nothing on second down trying to run it up the middle, and then you're forced into a 3rd and 6 when they know you have to throw the ball.
standing back at his own 12-yard line. Hayden Barker. Barker gets another dandy one. Oh, this one's going to roll back to the 19-yard line. Be picked up like that. Lucas Mary brings it back, and he is nailed and sent out of bounds. And I believe for the Piqua Indians, that was Derek Jones who may have gotten to him. But that was another just dandy punt.
What a boot by Ray Guy.
Ray Guy, yeah.
And that's a reference some people may not understand. But, he kicked the daylights out of that ball.
Yep. Got it back out, though, to the 42-yard line, did Lucas Mary. It'll be 1st and 10 with 6:20 to go in the third. Split wide to the near side is Jackson Davis. Inside him, Evan Liette. Then a man in motion. The handoff is going to go to Cale Liette, and Liette goes right up the middle. He is finally taken down by Owen Schaller. Picks up about 6 yards on the play. That'll bring up now a 2nd down and 4 to go. Hawk continues to roll with 6 to go in the third.
That type of run is what Piqua wants to be. They want to be able to run right there through the middle like Tipp did successfully. They just haven't been able to.
This time, out of the pistol, it's going to be Liette again, Cale Liette. And he bounces around, doesn't pick up a whole lot of yardage there that time. And the spot of the ball is going to...
Gage Gamble and company in on the stop.
He gains nothing on it as the ball is spotted at the 48-yard line of Tipp.
Big play here from Piqua's defense. They got to get off the field.
Looking over, get the play. The quarterback, Peyton Schultz. Liette in slot near side. Too wide to the right. Liette sidearms one out there. It is complete. Jackson Davis with the catch in the first down. He picks up the ball at about the 40-yard line, but a flag.
I've seen a lot of laundry on the field tonight.
Yep. It looks like they are bringing it back. Nope, they're waving it off. Whatever it is, Tipp is going to have the first down, so they take it back down the other way once again. Ball at the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Red Devils. Red Devils last year a semifinalist in the state Division III. And this time, the ball carrier gets the ball down there, and once again, Cale Liette. Liette picks up good yardage, picks up about 8 yards to bring up a 2nd and 2. Cale Liette goes out of the ball game. Now in as a running back is Trace Trent. He picked up some yards in the first half. They'll give the ball to Trent. Trent comes over to the left side. He's going to fight his way down to the 30. And that's going to be close to a first down. Let's see what they do with the spot. We'll depend heavily on that. It's right there on the 30, so it's a first down.
Piqua needs to hold them to at max a field goal here to stay in this game. If they give up a touchdown here, it's going to be a huge hill to climb to get back in this one.
Nearly 4 minutes to go in the third. Quick hitter on the near side, Evan Liette. Liette down across the 30 to the 25-yard line before being taken down. Zayden Allen, one of a couple of players to be able to get in there on him. Pick up a 5. That'll bring up a 2nd and 5.
It's always some Liette doing something for Tipp in this game.
Well, they've got 2 of them out there.
Yeah, they're doing a heck of a job.
A quarterback's going to keep it this time. Schultz down to the 30-yard line before he is brought to the turf by Isaiah Martin. And that's another first down here for the Red Devils. They get it down to the 20-yard line.
Piqua desperately needs a turnover here. That would be a huge game changer if they could somehow knock the ball out and get a fumble or something.
They had the momentum going their way, and then no. Well, they're going to go to Trace Trent this time, and he gets it once again down to the 10-yard line. And that's going to be another first down. It'll be first and goal to go. Trace Trent, a senior running back at 5'10", 172 pounds. And timeout going to be called here by the Piqua Indians. We'll take a break here. We'll take a 30-second break on radio here on 98.1 FM, 1570 WPTW and the Indian Nation station.
In the heart of Piqua, Ohio, there's a family-owned business that has become the leading screen printing company in the Midwest, Atlantis Sportswear. Known for their top-notch college and professional sports apparel and corporate gear, Atlantis sources the latest apparel and workwear from hundreds of the top-name brands including Carhartt, Dickies, Adidas, Nike, and the North Face, just to name a few. With long-standing partnerships with renowned brands like Crocs, Hey Dude, Wright-Patterson Air Force Museum, Hartzell Propeller, and Piqua Steel Company, Atlantis has become a trusted name in the industry. Let us design your corporate embroidery, screen-printed apparel, and promotional products. At Atlantis, we can do any kind of fulfillment and packaging, from UPC barcodes, hang tags, to any specialized packaging. We can do it all.
So it's a first and goal here with 3:08 to go. Tipp with the ball. Tipp leading at 20-7. And Tipp's going to call a timeout now. So let's go ahead and take another break here. 30-second break. 20-7. Tipp leading Piqua here on the Indian Nation station and on WPTW.
From the beginning of the process all the way to the end, everybody was professional, courteous, and timely. So thank you all very much.
If you are wanting to sell your home, look no further. The Kathy Haney team will get the job done.
I'm very pleased with the Kathy Haney team again. We've worked with them in the past. They've done us another great job, and we'll use them again.
I've been using Kathy Haney for probably about the last 10 years. Buying and selling houses. She's absolutely incredible.
It's the first time we bought a home in 20 years. Fantastic experience, and looking forward to getting in and being residents of Piqua.
We'd like to thank the Kathy Haney team and Kathy Haney for selling our house, for selling my mom and dad's house.
So we come out once again from the two timeouts. 3:08 to go here in the third period. With the ball is Trace Trent. He goes right up the middle.
Trace Trent, your ball carrier.
And he's going to be stacked up there. Bring up a second and goal to go. Looks like the ball is down to the 6-yard line. So where they'll spot it.
They need to bow up right here, Piqua, in a big way.
Well, Piqua keeping this game close at 13-7 at the half. Here the ball goes. It's going to go to Layette once again. Finds a hole, gets on through. Kale Layette with the touchdown. And it's 26-7. Tipp leading Piqua here with 2:33 left to go in the third quarter.
That's a backbreaker right there. That puts them up.
Does that look good?
Well, it's looking like 20 here. Man, it's going to be a tough climb for the Indians.
So they're going to go for 2 here. So Kayliette is the back, 2 wide out to the right. The quarterback Schultz. Schultz looking, throwing, and it's complete. Got that ball in there. Will Strong, a wide receiver, 6 foot, 169-pounder. And so that takes us to a 28-7 lead. 2:33 left to go here. We'll keep it right here as we'll see the Piqua Indians getting the ball back once again. Well, to get the team and the community ready for the big game with Troy, there's going to be a Torch the Trojans bonfire and rally on Thursday night, September 21st, 8 p.m. at the high school football practice field. Team cheerleaders band going to be there to get ready for the Trojans versus the Indians and that battle on the Miami with the big trophy there. So That series, amazing. 66 wins for Piqua, 66 for Troy, and 6 ties.
A lot of sixes, way too many sixes. They make me uncomfortable.
Oh,
but it is still, every year, you just never know what's going to happen in that game.
Yep, that's going to be played at Troy. There'll be one of 3 in a row that are on the road.
You don't see that very often.
Cade Teal hits one which bounces short, picked up then by Rashawn Garrett, and he is just blasted that time by Trace Trent.
Number 18, Trace Trent.
Yeah, he put a good hit on him there. You know, the ball bounced a little bit, slowed him down. He had no momentum, and Trent had all the momentum.
So that means the Piqua Indians going to be starting fairly deep in their own territory with the ball at their own 18. Splitting 3 to the right, 1 to the left. And now we're going to have the Tipp.
Dead ball, encroachment on defense.
Tipp team coming in too quickly, and they were almost in the backfield before that ball could be snapped. So it's going to be a 1st and 5 here for the Indians.
That's got to be the 4th offsides penalty on Tipp. They're really chomping at the bit. You could probably get them almost every down just going on a hard count.
Tipp looking for their 3rd win of the year, their 3rd against no losses here in the MBL. Back to pass. Here's Kai Warner. Warner looking. Now he keeps it. He's across the 30. Gets him through a couple of men across the 35. Out to the 37-yard line, for he is taking down Chris Priest, the defensive lineman, the guy who got to him. But it's going to be a 1st down for Piqua.
Even when a pass isn't successful, you still get that space for him to work, and he can always run with it.
Out of the gun, Garrett Brown is going to be the ball carrier. And he'll get to the 40-yard line before taken to the turf by Gavin Newberg, the linebacker. Picks up a couple of yards there, be a 2nd and 8. Inside 2 minutes to go in the 3rd period, 28-7, Tipp with the lead on Piqua.
2 yards in a cloud of dust is not going to help them get back in this game.
Looking, short drop, in trouble. And Kai Warner goes down at the 35-yard line, so he loses yardage back there. They bring up 3rd down. And that's one of the problems. The offensive line just has not been able to put the stops up there.
Yeah, they're just not consistently getting people blocked and giving them time to run, space to run, or time to pass. So you got to keep moving the pocket just to have a chance.
So on a 3rd and 12, with just over a minute to go in the 3rd period, Brown is the back to pass. Pocket breaks down. They were looking for Roman Medley, but he could not hold on as he was hit right away. Coming through with that stop was Braden Bergbacher. And the Piqua Indians are going to have to punt the ball away here. Back on. Here comes Hayden Barker, who's had a couple of dandy punts tonight. Oh, wow.
He might be the player of the game for the Piqua Indians tonight, the way he's been kicking it.
Oh, yeah. 4th and 12. Now standing back at his own 21-yard line is Barker. Good snap. Gets another good one away. It is going to be picked up at the 20-yard line. Lucas Murray trying to bring it back. Here's a fumble. It is picked up. That's Carson Hawk. He'll take it in for the touchdown.
What a big play right there.
Woo. Right there. Johnny on the spot to grab that one.
Boy, did Piqua need that bad.
Oh, yeah. And now on for the extra points. Coming up is Joshua Heath. The holder, Tate Kuhlman. They have to hustle their long snapper out there. Waiting for the snap. Long count. And that ball is fumbled by Coleman.
The extra point is no good.
And he just has to fall on it. And with 41 seconds to go in the third, the Piqua Indians, they're trailing right now. The Piqua Indians are 28-13 to the Tipp Red Devils. We'll take a 30-second break here on Indian Nation TV and WPTW.
Or contact the athletic office if you need assistance. Lucas Mary and Jackson Davis deep for the Red Devils.
So coming in now to kick it off for the Piqua Indians. You got Joshua Heath once again. Back deep.
Joshua Heath, the kick for the
Lucas
Indians.
Mary. Maddox Sivon. We've seen Jackson Davis as well. Here's the approach. They're just going to kick it on the ground, and it is going to go out of bounds right around the 22-yard line.
Procedure on the kicking team. Ball be placed at the 35.
So that is going to be a penalty against the Piqua Indians.
It's not exactly how you draw it up, but again, would you rather kick it deep and give the guy a chance to run it all the way back for a touchdown, or kick it out of bounds? I think they're going to be at the 35 here, maybe, which isn't too bad.
So the ball is
Legal procedure on the kicking team.
down there at the 35.
First down.
So Tipp takes over here, leading at 28-13. A little bit confusing there momentarily. Working from the middle of the field. Here goes Schultz. He gets the pitch out to Cale Layette. And he is going to be stopped. Gage Gamble, one of those who is in there to put the stop on him. Also coming through was John Hess. Picks up probably half a yard, brings up a 2nd and 9.
See if the defense can ride that momentum from the special teams and get a stop here.
12 seconds to go in the third period. They put Evan Liette in motion. He'll line up now in a slot left side. Working the right hash mark. And that's going to do it for the quarter. We'll take a 1-minute break here. Tipp leading Piqua 28-13 after 3 on the Indian Nation Station and WPTW Radio.
Lemon Meringue is a floral boutique and plant shop located at 120 North Main Street in Piqua. Need flowers for your wedding, funeral, baby shower, or a special event? Lemon Meringue has you covered. Lemon Meringue is open Tuesday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. to 4, Saturday 10 a.m. to 2, and they're closed Sunday and Monday. For more information, call 937-726-0451 or visit them on Facebook. Mention this ad at checkout to receive 10% off your boutonniere or corsage for the school dance. Lemon Meringue is located at 120 North Main Street in Piqua.
We begin the final period of play, 28-13, Tipp leading Piqua. And go out to Evan Liette. He is taken down by the Indians' Zayden Allen, the sophomore.
Bring up third down.
Pick
and
up 4. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 6, just underway here in the 4th quarter.
It's a big opportunity here for the Piqua defense to get off the field and get their offense back out there. This game is not over yet if you can get the ball back.
Back to pass. Here's Schultz. Schultz looking long and could not get it to the man. It was intended for Jackson Davis, the wide receiver.
Nice job by
brings up 4th down.
Nice job by Drake Owen running right with him. Good coverage.
Well, here comes Cade Teal, the punter. Averages about 33 yards per punt.
Rayshawn Garrett deep for the Indians.
He gets this one away. There's a pretty good rush on. Taken down by Rayshawn Garrett. Rayshawn Garrett spins away from one man. Gets it up across the 40-yard line to the 41. And that's where the Piqua Indians are going to set up shop now, 1st and 10, with 11:10 left to go in the game.
All right, here we go. I think you got to go right back to that short passing game right away. You can't afford to get yourself behind the sticks with a loss on the running game or a short gain. I think the way they got back in it in the first half was short passing.
So the Indians come out now with 2 split left, a couple to the right side. Ty Warner continues at quarterback. Gives the ball to Jericho Burns. Burns finds a hole, and he picks up about 9 yards before being brought down by Chris Priest.
Piqua needs to go in a hurry, just keep putting pressure on them, much like Tipp was putting pressure on them on the defensive side. When things are going well, you got to get up to that line and get that play called quick.
On 2nd down, ball at the 49-yard line, their own for Piqua. They'll give it to Jericho Burns again. He's got the 1st down. Goes up that right hash mark, gets it down to about the 49, 48-yard line. Yep, the 49. That's where it'll be 1st and 10, Piqua. Piqua down by a couple of scores here. And that extra point could loom large. From the right hash mark, single man on the right side. And get it to Kuhlman. Kuhlman is wrestled and hogtied and thrown out of bounds. Andrew Owen is the man who got him down about the 38-yard line.
Just one after the other, man. Those little short passes have been great for Piqua.
It's a 1st down. They're slow to move the chains.
That's going to be a penalty.
Here goes the ball.
It's going to be a penalty on Tipp. Too many guys on the field. They did not sub out. Or maybe they just were short a man.
So
some confusion there.
Yep. Indians picking up about 4 yards to bring up a 2nd and 6. Ball at the 35. 2nd down there. Again, working from the left hash mark. Here goes Kai Warner. Bounces to the outside. Across the 30 he goes.
Kai and Warner, your ball carrier.
You'll see he actually went out of bounds at the 31.
Warner will be taken out of bounds with number 20, Andrew Owen.
So the Indians on the march here. Still a lot of time left in this ball game. That's going to bring up a 3rd. Let's see. They've given them.
There's some confusion on the chain gang. They already moved. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 or something here, I think.
Yeah, there's a problem about that. Now the officials are going to have to talk it over.
Well, it looked like the one referee was down the field a little bit, and everybody went down the field like 7 yards, and then they had to run back 7 yards. The chain gang followed all the players and went forward, and now they've got to take it back.
Well, Bill Neese is wanting to have an explanation right now as he's over.
In the meantime, they lost 10 seconds on the clock. So every second counts for Piqua right now. They can't afford to, lose. They got to put the clock back at least 5 seconds because they let the clock run and keep running, and that hurts Piqua for sure.
Well, the referee talking to one of the other officials right now, just trying to make sure that they get it right. We'll wait to see. Looks like it's going to be a 3rd down and 2 with the ball close to the 31-yard line of Tipp. Jericho Burns continues to be the back. Joey Voskuhl is the wide out to the left side, but they're going to go to the right side. Rayshawn Garrett. Rayshawn Garrett spins away, tries to get his way ahead. Let's see. His body is such so that he should have the first down.
First down, Indians.
And we've got an injured player out on the field. So that's going to bring the training staff on here. 9:34 left to go here in the 4th period. 28-13, Tipp Lady Piqua. We're going to take a break here on both radio and TV. This is Piqua Indians football.
Welcome to Morris Comfort Systems.
Morris Comfort Systems. We service all brands.
So we come out here with 9:27 now left to go in this football game. 28-13, Tipp leading Piqua. It's a 1st and 10 Piqua from the 29-yard line. They'll give the ball to the back. That back being Jericho Burns. And he's going to pick up some good yardage there to bring up a 2nd down. Looks like he picked up 5. 2nd down and 5. It is working fairly quickly here. They're going to throw it out here on the near side to Carson Hawk. Hawk kind of was running
Carson Hawk with the reception.
along the field stripe.
Andrew Owen
Wasn't able to get any forward motion going there.
I'd like to see them try the middle a little bit. They had some success there at the end of the first half over the middle. That set them up on the wide now, and now hit one over the middle.
They lost the yard on that one. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 6. Back to pass, Kai Warner. Warner in the right flat. Gets the ball out to Carson Hawk. Hawk with the catch down to the 20-yard line.
It's going to be a little short.
Yep. So that'll bring up 4th down, and they're going to be going for it, of course. Indians now, Joey Voskuhl, wide left. Rayshawn Garrett inside him. Hawk to the inside. Inside, 8 minutes to go. Here it goes, and let's see. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. And they didn't get it. They gave the ball to Jericho Burns, and Burns was unable to move that ball. They lost about a yard on the play. So they give the ball up on downs with 7:47 to go. 28-13. Tipp with the lead on Piqua. 7:47 left. We'll take a 30-second break here on Piqua Indians football.
Fans, get your 50-50 ticket ready. We're going to be making an announcement here shortly.
No matter if it was a long day at work, home, the practice field, or you're just celebrating a big win with your teammates, the Piqua Little Caesars has you covered. Stop in for a $6.49 hot and ready pizza anytime. Your Piqua Little Caesars are proud sponsors of the Indian Nation Station and Piqua Athletics.
Well, Cale is going to take the ball as they come out of the injury timeout. Gets the ball down across the 25. And they'll spot it just shy of the 26-yard line. Nice little pickup there. It'll bring up a 2nd and 5. 7:23 left to go in this game. The Piqua Indians are trailing it to Tipp 28-13. Next week will be at Greenville for the game between the Green Wave and the Piqua Indians. That'll be on radio only. They give the ball to a new man out there, Logan Butera. Butera came into the game with 13 rushes for 42 yards. This time he'll pick up a couple to bring up a 3rd down and 3. Less than 7 minutes left in this game. The Piqua Indians have once again found themselves in a close ball game, but they have just not found what they need to get over the hump.
Those 4th and short plays, they've been stopped 4 different times, I think, 3 or 4 different times on those 4th and 1s. That's tough.
Peyton Schultz, he gets the ball complete out here on the near side. That ball is complete to Logan Bowling. And that's going to be a 1st down for Tipp. Clock stop while they move the chain. 6:20 to go in our final period. We'll have stats for you coming up after the game. Back into the game, they've got Will Strong at a wide receiver on the near side. Evan Layette on that left side. Jackson Davis is the wide man. Peyton Schultz gives the ball again, number 4 with it across the midfield. Logan Butera gets the 1st down.
Kyan Horner with a tackle.
Down into Piqua territory. Kai Warner comes up with the stop there. Ball down to the 49-yard line.
We had some defenders in the backfield there. They just overran the play. They slipped past them for a big game.
Less than 5.5 to go. 28-13, Tipp leading Piqua. Now a 1st and 10 from the Piqua 49. They'll give it again. Logan Butera. Butera going to be stacked up this time. He may have gained a yard or so before being driven back. Isaiah Martin busts through there for the stop. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 9. So hit 5 minutes on the clock. Tomorrow on WPTW, don't forget, Ohio State football against Youngstown State, the home opener for the Buckeyes after their win at Indiana last weekend. That'll be 11:30 to start WPTW. They're going to give the ball to Evan Layette this time. Normally wide receiver, this time taking a handoff and running with the ball.
Derek Jones with a tackle.
He'll pick up decent yardage, and we got a player down. I think that may be Layette. It'll be a 3rd and 5 coming up here. Let's take another break with an injured player on the field. 4:22 left to go in the game. 28-13, Tipp leading Piqua here on Piqua Football.
Harmony Systems is a manufacturing company that has been a staple in the Piqua community for nearly 30 years. The most recent milestone was the acquisition of a second facility that is roughly 100 yards away from the main plant. This location will allow for Harmony's continued growth and success. Harmony has over 60 molding machines and 225 employees, and we're still looking to expand. We offer competitive wages and a benefits package that includes access to a medical provider within walking distance at no cost to the employee. Come join our team and help make great plastic products.
Have you heard of This and That Candy on Main in downtown Piqua? It's for kids of all ages. If they don't have it, they don't make it. This and That Candy on Main has your favorite retro candy. You know from when you were a kid. There's a selection of 165 glass bottle sodas and 84 kinds of saltwater taffy. Retro toys, they've got them too. This and That Candy on Main, 408 North Main Street. Find them on Facebook or call 937-541-2201. If we don't have it, they don't make it.
The clock resumes running. It's a 3rd and 5 here with the ball on the Piqua 44-yard line for Tipp. Tipp working left to right here in our final period of play. They send a man in motion. Schultz hits that man. Jeremy Wallen gets it down across the 40-yard line and gets it down to the 38. He is brought down by John Hess. Another first down here for the Tipp Red Devils.
The clock just keeps running down on Piqua. At this point, it's not looking great.
Now, Piqua has put up a valiant fight. This one will go down as another relatively close game. Right now it's 2 scores. They want to try and keep Tipp out of the end zone. Give the ball to Logan Butero, who goes over the left side. He'll get it down to the 35-yard line for being brought down. Aiden Williams coming through there. But he picks up maybe 3 yards, 4 yards, make it 2nd and 6. We hit 3 minutes left to go. Well, Piqua has played them close here early on, but it is mistakes. And tonight, I don't know that mistakes as much as just they haven't been able to get some crucial first downs or be able to keep drives going. It's going to be Peyton Schultz this time. He'll move it down across the 30-yard line, down that left hash mark. He's going to be a couple of yards short of the first down.
Small note here, this would be Tipp's first ever win at Alexander Stadium.
Wow. Now, keep in mind, Tipp was in a different league for a long time, and these two teams weren't in the same league until just toward the end of the 20-team G-Walk. But again,
this will be, Piqua loses tonight, this will be their longest losing streak since 2009. 4.
On 3rd and 2, inside 2 minutes to go. Give the ball again. Layette. Cale Layette gets it down to the 25-yard line this time. And so it'll be a 1st and 10 there for Tipp. Each team with 2 timeouts. The wide man here on the near side now for the Red Devils is Will Strong. Man in the backfield, Logan Butero with the quarterback, Peyton Schultz. Now trying to just take that play clock down as absolutely far as they can from the left hash mark. And he's just going to take the knee. And there's a fumble. Wow. That's something you don't see every day. And it was Gage Gamble, who's played a very good football game, was able to come up with that fumble. So with 1:11 left, the Indians now with an opportunity to get on the board one more time. If it ends 28-13, still pretty doggone close ball game, but not scoring enough points there. If they're able to get it in the end zone here, a very respectable score.
You definitely can't, you can't question their effort. They're putting everything on the line. They've played a solid game tonight, just not enough plays when they need it.
Kai Warner back to pass. Kai Warner looking, Kai Warner throwing it long, incomplete, looking for Rashawn Garrett. And he was closely shadowed there. Staying with him. That was Ethan Couch, the defensive end. So with a 2nd and 10 coming up here. Ball at the 25-yard line. Swing pass out on the far side to Rashawn Garrett. He's going to go down about a yard short of a first down. That'll bring up 3rd down and 1. And let's see. Tipp is going to call a timeout. One of their players, it's an injury timeout, so one of their players is down there. 51 seconds left to go in this game. Tipp able to take, and that's something you just don't see. You're taking the knee because you want to protect the ball, and then you give it up on a fumble.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be a first. I don't know that I've seen that on a knee down play where somebody lost the handle and fumbled it. That I've seen a lot of plays in football in many, many games. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
So the Piqua Indians is over there and talking with the brain trust there. Bill Neese giving his input. Travis Neese, this year the offensive coordinator for this team. 51 seconds to go. Piqua down 28-13. They're facing a 3rd and 1. We have an injury timeout here. On WPTW tomorrow, 11:30, Ohio State and Youngstown State with kickoff at noon. And then next week, radio only for Piqua at Greenville, the first of 3 games in a row on the road. All of those on radio only. We'll be on the air at 6:45 with our pregame show. Here on 3rd and 1. Jericho Burns just keeps the legs turning. He's got the first down. And so that moves the chains here. While they move the chains, that stops the clock. 42 seconds left. And now it's going to be the ball being spiked by Kai Warner. And now there seems to be some question here. Coaching staff for Tipp questioning something. That stops the clock with 41 seconds to go. It'll be a 2nd and 10. Kai Warner back to pass again. He's got some time. A little pass out over on the far side, and just a little bit too low. Hits the ground before the catch is made by Jericho Burns. 3rd down and 10.
That's really the first questionable, he's been pretty on target with most of his throws tonight. First time in a while where he kind of put that one off target.
Now the Piqua Indians, they continue to put up good efforts. But falling short here with 37 seconds to go on a 3rd and 10. Looking, ball is caught. That ball is taken in by Tate Coleman. And it's going to be short of the first down by 2 yards. Clock is rolling. 4th and 2. They're going to look over here on the near side. Coleman is across midfield. He gets out of bounds to stop the clock. Finally getting to him was Brayton Bergbacher. And there's going to be a holding call against Piqua.
Just got him on the edge there.
On the offense, number 11, 10-yard penalty from the snap. Repeat 4th down.
So they're going to repeat 4th down here. And it's going to take it back to the 35-yard line. 13 seconds left. Clock is running now. 8 seconds to go. Back to pass. He is going to be sacked. Is Kai Warner. Warner is taken down. And coming through there, Trace Trent. And that'll do it. That takes us to 0-0-0 on the game clock. And the final score, the Tipp Red Devils with the win here, 28-13. For Tipp, they are now 3-1, 3-0 in league play. And for the Piqua Indians, they are 0-4 and 0-3. We're going to attempt to get some stats for you. But once again, the Piqua Indians, they fought hard in this one. They fell behind early, but they were able to come back. They were trailing it by 13-7 score. And then the second half, they had the ball to begin with and just couldn't make anything really happen.
Well, they put themselves in a hole there because they just didn't do anything on that first opportunity, and then they gave up 2 quick touchdowns to Tipp, and then it was just you had to figure out how you were going to get back in the game, and your offense hasn't scored enough points, to try to make up that big a deficit. And in the end, that's what cost them. They haven't been able to put enough points on the board to beat a team like Tipp. That's for sure.
We've got stats coming up for you here as they come in. Let's go ahead and take a 2-minute break. A 2-minute break on radio and TV. 28-13, Tipp over Piqua, and we'll be back with our stats coming up right after this break here on WPTW and the Indian Nation Station.
What was the final score? 28-13? What was the final score? 28-13. You're not muted, by the way.
Once again, back here to Alexander Stadium, Perk Field, where tonight the Piqua Indians put up a valiant effort, but losing to one of the better teams in the league, Tipp, 28-13. We do have some stats for you here to take a look at.
Yes, Tipp finished with 324 yards of offense versus 259 for Piqua. Piqua threw the ball an amazing 30 times in the game for 21 completions, which isn't bad. For 139 yards, and they rushed the ball 39 times for 120 yards, which Jericho Burns led the way for Piqua on the ground with 24 carries for 84 yards. The averages aren't great. That's been their issue. They didn't get a lot of long runs. Cale Liette led the way for Tipp with 15 carries for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged over 5 yards per carry. And then they had Trace Trent, who also had 33 yards and over 6 yards per carry. Peyton Schultz reminds us of someone from Piqua in past years. He's efficient, 8 for 12 for 98 yards, a touchdown, and 1 interception. So, and then they had Evan Liette, the brother of Kale Liette, had 3 catches for 54 yards and a touchdown. Tate Kuhlman had a career night with 7 catches for 49 yards for the Piqua Indians. So overall, not a terrible night stat-wise, just these 4th downs cost them. They couldn't get those 4th downs in Tipp territory, and giving the ball back to Tipp hurt.
Yep, it certainly did. So the Piqua Indians were going to be going into next week's game looking for their first win. Now they're going to be going in against a team that really hasn't been able to get much done this year in the Greenville Green Wave. Greenville, they come in winless into the night's games, and I think they were behind.
Well behind. They were, I think it was 45-0 earlier. So
okay, so that'll be a radio-only game. We'll have it for you beginning at 6:45 with the pregame show from Greenville. Again, tonight the final score: Tipp 28, Piqua 13. Ohio State football on WPTW tomorrow at noon with an 11:30 pregame time. For my broadcast partner, Brian Gillespie, for our TV producer here, AJ Ganger, for Clayton Haas back at the radio station, my name is Tom Michaels. You've been listening and watching Piqua football here on 98.1 FM 1570 WPTW and the Indian Nation Station.